All right, we've got the Carolina Hurricanes, and we're going into Carolina to play this game. I think we've got a road swing coming up. We do. We have a southeast road swing. We'll go to Chicago to end it all, so 4 games on the road before we'll come back home. And I just want to go over real quick our last slate of games. We have been in a bit of a funk lately, and we went over Tampa, so we played a pretty decent game over the Lightning. They're a team that's struggling. They're basically playing .500 hockey. But then we had one of our worst games against the Red Wings. Just going to let you know this, though. The Red Wings have been beating a lot of teams this season, and they've been beating a lot of teams really good. They're scoring a lot of goals, and they're not giving up many goals, and we found that out the hard way in this 5-2 loss to the Red Wings. But then we were able to win in a wild game in Toronto in a shootout. That was a fun game to play. Couldn't believe we won in shootout. I think we dropped this game to Calgary in a shootout. We dropped this one in regulation, obviously. This game in a shootout to the Vancouver Canucks. This game in reg to the Oilers. And then so going back, I don't know how many games that is, but going back to this game against the Minnesota Wild, that was our last win for a short stretch there. And we've just kind of been up and down and up and down and up and down. So a bit of a funk this season. But we're going to be playing a really good Hurricanes team that I believe is leading, well, not at this moment. They're not leading the Eastern Conference anymore, but they've been right up there at the top of the Eastern Conference standings. Welcome to Raleigh, North Carolina for a game not in the Be a Pro series, but in the Nashville season series. We will be taking our trip out east to Raleigh, North Carolina, about roughly a 12-hour drive or somewhere there or thereabouts. I've done that drive at one point in time where I lived in Nashville and had to drive back home over here to North Carolina. And that is a long drive. I'll tell you, that is a long drive. Once upon a time, I was going to school in Nashville as a 19-year-old kid, turned 20 in Nashville at the time. And that was a fun experience for me. That was a really fun time in my life. But yeah, we're going to be playing the Carolina Hurricanes. 2 teams I would love to see play each other more often. I think this could be a great rival. What a tip by Craig Smith right off the bat. We have gotten a goal. It's been a long time since Mr. Craig Smith has scored a goal. It's just his 4th on the season. It was a blast from the point from Shea Weber. We stopped up in the zone, got it back to the point man, and then tipped 5-hole. You'll see a better look at it here. Weber's blast is low and in a perfect place for the deflection. But, yeah, I go back to what I was saying. It would be nice to see Carolina and Nashville meet more often. I think this could be a great little southern rivalry. You could have like a little southern flair to it. And it was just fun to watch these teams play in the playoffs a couple of years ago when they met, when we had the weird divisions and all that. Carolina and Nashville played in the same division, and they played a playoff series against each other, which was really exciting. I should have gone to a game in that series, but I didn't attend a game in that series. And I've attended almost every playoff game in the series, in the playoff season since then. So I've become a season ticket holder. I am a season ticket holder, Hurricane season ticket holder. 3rd year in a row now. Always dreamed about it as a kid. But yeah, anyway, I love it. Fisher will go down low. And Ornquist in front. And we'll end up with a shot on net anyway. So I like our start to this game. This is a Hurricanes team that has been rolling this season. They are steamrolling through the Eastern Conference. They're 6-4-0 in their last 10. We're in a bit of a, I would call it a small slump right now as a team. We haven't been playing great, but we haven't been playing terrible. That's a penalty. That is a penalty all day long. So give me that power play to start the game. That is Jamie McBain. The names on this Hurricanes roster, I'll tell you. The Hurricanes, some of the players that they had on their roster, that was a tough stretch. From about 2013, 2014, the 14, 15, 16 seasons, those were some rough teams those are some rough rosters. It's fun to look back at some of the names that were playing here at the time. There were some bad Hurricanes teams, and that's going to be cradled by Craig Ward. Cam Ward. Craig Ward. I don't know where that came from. I think I'm thinking about Craig Smith, who has a goal in this game, the only goal in this game. And I don't know if he's on the power play. I think he should be on the power play, so he could get a goal here on the power play if his power play unit ends up on the ice. But I don't know which power play unit he's a part of. Obviously not this unit. And we're just trying to set something up. Eventually the puck has to go to the net. It's hit metal. And Eric Stahl will make the clear. And we will just try to get it and retreat. Up to Kostitsyn. Would like to get him going in this game. That's a nice save by Cam Ward, not Craig Ward. Back to the point, Weber. Over to Fisher. Back to Weber, back to Fisher. Or I was going to pass it back to Fisher, but shot was taken. That's going to be fanned on by Fisher. And Kostitsyn can pull up. He will handle to the outside. Back to the point to Shea Weber. And back to Kostitsyn. Shot. That ended up being Legwan's shot. Backhander. Ward will just decide to cover and try to get the Hurricanes out of danger and survive this penalty kill. They have done so far. The power play has definitely looked the best it has in some time. It's been a long time since this power play has been able to call itself successful. Just got to shoot it with Spaling. That was not the intended play. We got to get back because the guy's out of the box. And now he's offside because I nudged him offside with that skating with Blum. And no one's really on the boards. There we go. So this is the dangerous Hurricanes team that I've been waiting to finally play, and this is what they've given us so far. A goal against that even strength and a power play that was pretty good. So not really a very intimidating team so far from what I've seen. That's an interesting play because we're going to be all over that. We'll wrap it down low. And Yuri Talusi, the names, I'm telling you, the names on this roster, I could go way back. I remember watching these players. Yoni Pitkinen before the injury. It was funny because I remember that lockout shortened season because it was the first season that I really actively watched hockey in about 3 years. It was the first season that I actively followed hockey again. And the Hurricanes were playing pretty well that year. I have a whole story about that season. They were playing pretty well. They were right in the playoff hunt. And then Cam Ward got injured right around the month of March. And the Hurricanes' entire goaltending situation with Cam Ward injured was Dan Ellis and Justin Peters. And so, yeah, it's like that was your goal. That was your backup options with Cam Ward out with a season-ending knee injury in March. So it was a shortened season. It was like a 40-something game season. I want to say 48 games. It was not a full-length season because of the lockout. And Carolina had a pretty good team. And then they lost Pitkin into injury as well. His career ended on a broken ankle, one of the most unfortunate injuries that actually resulted in us getting hybrid icing. I've told this story as well before. And it was just a heartbreaking way to end that year. I did not mean to run into Ward there. Nice little save there. So yeah, there was about like 3 years where I didn't really follow much hockey. I was entirely focused on a potential music career, which is why I ended up moving to Nashville. I was going to pursue a music career, which of course did not pan out because I ended up discovering that music was more of a hobby than it was anything else. I liked it more as a hobby instead of as a job. And then I kind of dropped the music altogether. I just kind of got uninspired to make music, and yeah, I still dabble in music from time to time every once in a while. I wanted to be a songwriter. I write a bunch of songs. Not that any of them are any good. I don't know. I don't have anything else to discuss while playing this. So anytime I watch Nashville and Carolina play, it's just kind of like I don't know. It feels very personal watching these two teams play because I did attend Preds games and I did live there for a year out of my life before I decided it was time to move back home. So I've got a soft spot for the Preds. It was really fun watching their Stanley Cup final run back in 2017. I rooted hard for the Predators in that run. That city is really awesome when the team is having success like that. The city is really, really awesome. And now we're just trying to defend Alex Simmons. Oh, no, that's going to be a save by Pecorine. Ruutu is crunched in the corner. What a tough player Tuomo Ruutu was. Loved seeing that guy play in Carolina. He was fun to watch. Nice dangle move by Spaling, but we missed the glove side. I think the net has been knocked off. So we will get an offensive zone face-off despite all of that. We got a couple one-timers on the wings. But our guys are going back and retreating all the way back on D right after face-off was lost. Trying to play the correct defensive side of the puck, which I struggled to do in the previous games, the games against Detroit and Tampa. I don't know what it was. I just struggled to get on the correct side of the puck defensively. Nice interchange. Hal is chucked right in front of the net. I like that play. That was a good little set play. And we'll get right to the puck again. Dish it back to Weber. Shoot it low. And it's in. Shea Weber will score and celebrate at center ice. And we have got a multi-point night for number 6. I was just throwing that to the net. I intentionally threw it low, and I guess he didn't see it. Cam Ward, that is. He didn't see it through the traffic. This is a perfect view. This will tell you everything you need to know. Wilson with the net front. Wilson was trying to get the deflection, and he had the screen. I'll tell you, Shea Weber is going to have a massive season for this team. I want Shea Weber to play all 82 games. I want him to score a ton of goals. I want him to basically be a Norris Trophy winner at the season's end because I think the guy could legitimately pull it off. And I mean, the Norris Trophy these days basically goes to the best offensive defenseman. It doesn't necessarily go to the best overall defenseman. It's basically a trophy for the best offensive defenseman in the NHL, which is fine by me. I'm not really that nitpicky about it. I mean, it's a very deserving award. It's very hard to produce offense as a defenseman, especially when it comes to scoring goals, because defensemen just don't score that many goals in a season. If you get a defenseman to score 15 goals, I consider that to be pretty lucky. And then anything else is just a bonus to me, because defensemen just don't score goals. Unless you're Erik Karlsson. Erik Karlsson knows how to score goals. Here we go. Sergei Kostits, and we're going to cut. I've been doing this the whole night, and the Hurricanes are giving me the space off the rush to cut across the middle. And we'll just throw that back in. Another penalty in this period against the Carolina Hurricanes. And I don't want to let them touch the puck because I want this power play to start when we begin the next period, and they will touch it with 0.4 of a second to go. And we almost got a goal. We definitely had a chance to score there. I think someone fanned on it where it never got to them. There was all kinds of chaos going on in the attacking zone during that entire penalty-taking sequence. So basically, the puck will drop. The period is going to end. But still, I'd like to try to win this. I'm going to try to do it. Can I do a shot? Well, never mind. I can't. We won the face-off. But that's it for the first period to play. Can't complain with a period like that. And we'll get a power play to start the second. Carolina is just getting outclassed right now. They're having to work really hard just to contend with us in this game. And this is the second best team in the East, so is this really the second best team in the Eastern Conference? We are one of the best teams in the West, to be fair. Nice move by Weber. He spun away from what could have been a turnover, and then he got body checked before a pass could really be made. A pass should have been made. Ruutu, the Hurricanes trying to score shorthanded, so they heard me talking trash, and they decided, you know what? We will try to score on your power play. But I'm going to try to set this up. Hornquist back to Blum, over to Weber. And how about we get another one with Shea Weber? That's going to probably end up injuring Patrick Hornquist. That'll bounce off the pad. Stahl will rim it around. Can we keep it in? No. I'm controlling Rene. I didn't mean to control Rene. I don't want control of Rene. Running out of time on the power play. The power play's got to score at some point. It's been really bad. Really bad. It's faltered in the last several games. And that's why it's faltered, because we just can't make anything happen with the puck in the attacking zone on the power play. No excuses for the power play to be this bad, especially with the talent level that we have on the ice. Oh, I'm just not doing smart things with our power play. That's a great save off Wilson. Hornquist will try to pump a fake on the shot. It ended up going to Eric Stahl. So do we have 4 forwards on the ice right now because of the power play? I think we do. And that's going to kick right to Drayson Bowman. That's in the bench. No, it's not. It's an icing. I take that back. We're not even going to chase that down because McBain should touch that. I just wanted to get that puck out of the zone with what was going on. And we've lost the faceoff. That'll deflect wide. So we do. We have a forward playing defense right now. I know why that is. It's because of the power play. And wow. Craig Smith playing D. Deflected. And Cam Ward will touch and cover the puck. And now we can finally get a change. We'll put the third pair out there. Just try something different. Hal Gill and Comiskey. I believe that's Comiskey paired with Gill. Hal Gill shoots and missed it with a short side rip. And down low will feed it. Clune, the grind line, the fourth line for the Preds. Trying to make magic happen out here. And that is going to connect with Bowman until he turns it over. Comiskey will go behind the net. Out the other side, Bork is waiting very patiently. Leg one. Saucer to Clune, but behind Clune. That's the hard part about that saucer pass. It is tougher to make an accurate pass with the saucer pass. And we'll wrap it again around. Comiskey has Kostitsyn, who's a one-man attempt here. That is some moves. And then it all for naught. So we don't get a shot away toward the net. Go cover the point man. And a save by Rene. He hasn't had to do a whole lot of work in this game. Remember that Detroit game? He had his hands full that night, and to the point that we gave Rene the night off against Tampa. We went to Mason. It paid off because Mason gave us a pretty good start. And that's in the feet of Spaling. We'll just try to wrap it further down low. Maybe we draw another penalty from the Hurricanes. Not that that matters because our power play has been trash. And Weber will collect that. Quick up to Kostitz and wanted to quickly get it back up. We've taken our first penalty of the game. It's a tripping minor. They'll be coming up to Spaling. And if we can ever touch the puck, we'll actually go on this penalty kill. It's just a little behind. Every pass is behind. McBain's taking a spill and has collected the puck anyway. That's just EA Sports game for you. That's this EA Sports game for you. Oh, we just can't touch it. My God, this is a long delayed call. And we finally have touched the puck. Spaling, like I said, should be going to the box. He is, number 13. Unlucky this time. Yeah, again, trip from behind. I did that in the Tampa game, and I talked all about that you can't go for that poke check when you're trailing the player because it's almost a slam dunk penalty in this game. The 23rd best power play in the NHL. So for a Carolina team that's doing really well in the standings, they don't have a really good power play, and even worse power play than ours. And ours has gone dry, just bone dry for our power play in every game that we've played so far in the last, at least 5 games. It feels like the power play has gone bone dry. I don't know the last time our power play has a goal. Gostad has a goal. Power play or not, we have one shorthanded. So that's the only special teams unit that's coming through for us, is the shorthanded unit. Gostad has his second, a windmill move that leads to a goal. Beautiful windmill, and the windmill was just to get space. That's all the windmill was for. And then he does a nice fist pump. He knows the importance of that goal. Yeah, Carolina has Cam Ward in the net, who was a good goaltender in his prime, but it was after 2013, he was just not the same goaltender. And of course, there were some really bad teams in front of Cam Ward. I think Cam Ward is a much better goaltender than some people will probably give him credit for. He's not terrible, because he played behind some awful Carolina teams for a lot of his career, especially the back half of his career. And had he not played behind those teams, why did they ice it? Nope, I couldn't milk out the icing, but I can hammer it down the ice and kill more time on the penalty kill. But he did play behind some really bad teams for the majority of his career. And I know he peaked early with that Stanley Cup in 06, but yeah, he was just, I'd call Cam Ward just kind of an average goaltender. Obviously, we love him down here. We love what he did for the organization, because I think without Cam Ward, you don't win that Stanley Cup in 06. But for way too much of his tenure here, the Hurricanes operated based off of what he did in 06, which, I mean, to be fair, I guess the team is good. You're going to have some loyalty to a player that contributes to a championship run like that. But yeah, they were very loyal to Cam Ward for so many years, and they should have moved. My opinion is they should have moved on from Cam Ward a lot sooner than they actually did. And now we've got two really good goaltenders down here. We got Ronta and Anderson, which is the best tandem the Hurricanes have probably ever had since they moved from Hartford. Having a really good 1A, 1B tandem is a really good problem to have, to where you're like, I don't know which goalie we should start on any given night, because they'll give you a chance to win no matter who goes in net. And that's what the Hurricanes have right now in Ronta and Anderson. You can put either goaltender in net, and it doesn't matter. They'll give you a chance to win on any given night. The biggest question with those two guys is, can they stay healthy? That's a big block. That's going to be a painful block. It's going to deflect. I'm just trying to move the puck out of the zone. It won't get past the blue line because, of course, it won't. Tim Brent. That's another name. Whatever happened to Tim Brent? Some of these guys that played on these Hurricanes rosters should have never had really long NHL careers, because they just weren't good enough NHL players. And it's like, wow, that guy played on the Hurricanes in the NHL for how long? Yeah. And that's not me knocking these guys. They are still phenomenal hockey players because they made it pro. And any of these guys that make it pro, they may not be amazing at the NHL level, but they're still 10 times the hockey player that the average Joe is. And we did draw a penalty and all that dangling around. It was a tripping penalty to a very young Justin Falk. Yeah, he got a stick right in the feet, but he was not trailing the player that time. He was just befuzzled by the stick handling moves, and we'll go right back to the power play. 0 for 2 tonight. So this one has to score just purely for the power play numbers this season. That was the complete opposite side of the rink that I wanted that pass to go to. Shea Weber has to settle it down and will power it into the glove of Cam Ward. So I wanted to make a one-time play to Shea Weber. We never connected on it, obviously, but now we can set it up again. Blum. No one's at the... I think Blum's supposed to be the guy on the top of the umbrella on the power play. We got to roll this down low. All right, Hornquist. Give him the puck because they've taken another penalty. Skate away from it. There we go. And we'll go to a 5-on-3. Now, there's no excuse to not score now. They're taking a penalty. It's another defenseman that's going to be in the box. And I don't know who's on their penalty kill unit, but I assume Justin Falk is probably a penalty killer or a primary penalty killer. And Pitkanen may well be a primary penalty killer as well. So 5-on-3, no reason to not be able to get pucks through the seam and get a power play goal. Shea Weber to Blum, back to Fisher. That is a really good look. The bumper guy is going to be available on this power play, so just let's settle down for a second. There we go. Lots of passes. Passing is going to be available. Shea Weber, saved by Ward. They will likely get a clear. They do. No. Power play, I feel an urgency to get a power play goal, just to break the spell that the power play is under. That was an unnecessary move. Go. Oh, Kostitsyn, and he's also in a bit of a funk as well, so you'd like for Kostitsyn to score on the power play, no less. Would have been nice. All right, how much time we got left? 50 seconds. That's not a lot, really, in reality. Off the blocker. Kostitsyn is in a bit of a battle with Gleason, who's going to clear this power play. He's not scoring. This is just atrocious level of performance from the power play. We're going to need multiple power play goals coming after this game. Some point in the season to make up for the bad numbers. Smith can't make it. Hornquist loses that out to Gleason, and that's it. There's just nothing to be said for our special teams. You know, I may have to just change up who's on the special teams, who's on the power play. May just have to change up the personnel on the power play. I don't know what to do. This is just... I set it up to have one-timers all over the power play, but a lot of good it's done us right now, right? When you can't score. Shorthanded unit can score. The power play unit can't. Oh, Blum. Good job. They make that a tougher play. I had Klein that did not defend that very well with Klein. Clune. Take one. That was the latest shot. I should have had a slap shot, but I didn't push the right analog stick correctly enough to get a shot away. Well, if we get a power play in this period, we should probably just consider declining it. I would like for that to be an option, just decline the power play. Then you don't have to watch your power play numbers tank. Because they were, at a point in the season, they were soaring for a little bit. We just couldn't stop scoring on the power play. I'm pretty sure we had a stretch where we were just scoring on the power play like beasts. And now it's just run cold. I'm sure it will pick up again. But I haven't touched the power play for the rest of this game because I'm not really worried about it. We got a three goal lead. 3-0 lead. We just need to be playing for our netminder and continuing to play this game defensively the way that we have through the first 2 periods of the game. And that's just a great recovery. I'm going to fly this down because Craig Smith, this is a set play. This is intentional. And he wraps it in. Craig Smith, that little flip play down the ice to negate the icing and then wrap it around. It leads to a goal. He's got his second in this one as well. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Craig Smith had the deflection to open the goal scoring. And he gets a little wraparound 5-hole. That'll make up for a cold spell. If you can get a couple of multi-goal games, that'll really pick you up as a player. So, Craig Smith have a game. If we have a potential for, well, we won't have a potential empty net unless something really goes wrong in this period. But if we do, keep an eye out for Craig Smith. There we go, leg one. No one's really available as a one-timer that I want to be a one-timer. Power play coming up to the pressures. Can we just negate this power play? We don't want the power play. We can really pour it on if we do score on this. Tuomo Ruutu. Gone for. I don't know what the signal is. Interference has to be the call. The puck is nowhere in that area. It's roughing, but roughing could also be called interference here. All right. No, I'm not playing around with this power play. I want a goal here. I want a goal. Oh, did they take another one? My God, this is the most undisciplined Hurricanes team. That's charging. It's Jeff Skinner. Once upon a time, Jeff Skinner was a very promising Hurricanes player. He was pretty good, but just never really lived up to the potential and the expectation, I think, that was placed upon him. And we'll go to our second 5-on-3 of the game. I weep for the power play if we don't score on both of these power plays, because technically it's 2 different power plays, because one will expire. And if we don't score on both of these, we really just need to wrap it up, go home. That's an okay shot. And Justin Peters is now in the net. He's made an appearance now. Now, there's no excuse to not score. Justin Peters is in the net. The backup goaltender, 5-on-3. And we're just letting Carolina clear it down the ice. This is taking so much time to go retrieve it. Go. Off of Wilson, off of Peters, out the zone by Stahl. So the Hurricanes are just getting to these pucks. They're getting great breaks in terms of being able to get to these pucks. It's like a one-and-done scenario. Why are we letting Jordan Stahl just get a shot like that shorthanded? I mean, come on. I'm not going to win this face-off. Someone go get it. My God, there's no urgency with the power play right now. Get the puck, dude. Oh, my God. Leg one. Missed the net. Wrapped around by McBain to Falk and down the ice. Power play is just not scoring in this, is it? 6 power plays not scored. God, the power play numbers are going to be bad. A penalty taken by Carolina. Just stop taking these penalties, man. Our power play numbers, our power play ranking is tanking with every stupid penalty that you guys take. I can't believe that I'm actually angry that the opposing team's taking penalties, but I mean, my God, our power play can't score. You know what? Screw this. Let's just go to overload. Screw this nonsense. If the umbrella power play can't score, we're just going to go to overload. We're just going to start overloading it and grinding it. The problem is we just can't get the puck. Every time that we have a chance to get to a loose puck or a 50-50 puck, guess what? Carolina is winning that freaking battle, and they're getting it out. I'm just so it's a freaking wonder they had scored shorthanded. What was that? Just having a freaking breakdown. Oh, what are we doing, guys? Get your heads together. Now, because they scored shorthanded, I really want one now. Screw this. I want one. I freaking want one on the power play. We need one. Let's go out there and get one. Oh, Blom, you fuck. Oh my God, Kostitsin, you had it. You freaking had it. We're not scoring on this, are we? We're not scoring on this, are we? Goodness gracious. Oh, come on, Legwan. It was right there. The rebound was right there for you. This overload is not happening. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Go in the net. Oh, Justin Peters, he's going to come in relief and pitch a shutout in relief. Oh, this is aggravating the hell out of me. No, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that. And that was Shea Weber. He's just been racking up penalty minutes this season. I did that out of frustration. It's funny because we are dominating this game, but I'm just playing out of pure frustration with the lack of ability on the power play. I think we're like 0 for 7 at this point. There you go. Have fun chasing that down. Go chase that down. Expend the energy to chase down our clearing attempt. Might as well just set up in a trap. Well, I did turn the neutral, the forecheck, not the neutral zone, but I turned the bias toward the forecheck instead of playing for a neutral zone trap, so I do need to watch myself. It's just guttural watching the power play go. There will be major changes to the power play after this game. I'm not going to do it during this game because it's not a big deal. We're up 4-1. We should be coming away with a win here. But yeah, there will be major changes coming to the power play after this game following this. The power play effort is not acceptable. There's no excuses for the power play to be as bad as it is. And then for us to give up a shorthanded goal, even though we did score a shorthanded goal, but for us to just straight give up a shorthanded goal and that breaks Rene's shutout because we're just lazy. We're just playing like a bunch of tards out here. I'm surprised that didn't go in. Maybe we should have just wrapped it around on the power play because we found that secret sauce earlier with Craig Smith. I mean, I think about it. Think of all the talent this team has. Think of what this team is capable of on the power play and the fact that the power play just didn't come through. Oh, I wanted to flip that down the ice because I had the guy coming out of the box. But whatever, just get it and fling it out of the zone. There we go. Rimmed around for Hornquist. He's just taking his sweet time, waiting for it to get to him. Take a face-off, Pekka. Just take a face-off. I'll tell you, when this game plays like a complete cluster, it's bad. It's almost uncontrollable. And it's infuriating. We saw that with the Detroit game where it felt like I couldn't do anything right. And it feels like the power play is right there. Imagine this. Imagine playing like this, but against Detroit, which we kind of did play like this against Detroit. This has not been a great third period. It hasn't, and I guess I'm acting like it's the end of the world, but I mean, man, there is so much more. This team is capable of so much more and playing so much better. We're capable of playing better than we have played because I've seen it this season. I think we got away with a non-call. The referees have just decided to put the whistles away now. Been so many penalties in this game. The referees are now putting the whistles away. No more calls for anyone. Go, Halischuk. If you'd stayed up there, you could have had a breakaway for yourself. But I'm going to try and dangle around that defender. That didn't happen. I'm going to try and rim it the other way. There we go. We got the support on the boards. I can probably trust that that guy's going to be there. And no friends. So no friends to help me out with 1-on-3 because everyone went on the line change when Morrison had the puck there. At this point, we're just looking to end the game. Just wind down clock, take the 2 points. Take our 2 points, get out of here with no injuries, and don't kill Pekka Rine's save percentage because you guys are complete goons. In fact, well, I don't know that we need to change our defensive tactics. We played pretty well defensively in this game. Maybe we need to make a small adjustment somewhere. But I'm not changing strategically right now because it's just not needed. I need Kostitsin to get on the scoring sheet again. Oh, I'm trying to do too much, and yet David Legwan has gotten the puck back. And we've drawn a penalty. Can we just not take the power play? Can we just not take this power play? That should be going in. Kostitsyn does not have it go in. All right, shooting. Let's go shooting style. Shooting power play strategy. Offensive strategy. That's what it's called. I can't get the words out of my mouth right now. I swear if this power play does not score. Justin Peters has not been scored on yet since he's coming in relief. 0 for 7 and 14 shots on net on the power play. I beg to see the numbers and the standings where our power play is after this game. The fans are booing our power play. That's how bad it is right now. Oh, David Legwan, you just had to stand in one area. Why did you move away from that? Oh my god, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about when I say we can't get possession. Get out of the way. 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 Fisher, that was intended for Mike Fisher, but fine. You do however you want to do it. That's missed the net. You had so much net, and this is why the power play can't score. Roll off of that. Go get it back. Over. Shoot. Tipped. Legwan. Can't get it. No. Oh my god. Oh, they missed. And the power play is 0 for 8. I'm in your empty net. I'm putting it in the empty net. Where's Craig Smith? Is that Craig Smith on the ice? Just put the second line out there. I'll take a timeout if I have to. You need a hat trick, Craig Smith. There's one positive coming out of this game is that Craig Smith is going to get a hat trick if I can get to that empty net scenario. This game has pissed me off to an oblivion right now. And we're winning, and I'm pissed off. We're winning, and I'm pissed off. Let him take it up the ice, because Craig Smith is going to get the next touch of the puck. I can guarantee you that much. If you don't stay on the ice, Craig Smith. Nope. Okay, Craig Smith does have the next touch, so I was right about that. Go, 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 go. Into the empty net. Float it in. You deserve that. Skate in the circle. Do whatever you want to do. Hat trick for Craig Smith. And well deserved. I don't even care if the net's open. He deserves it. And it's nice for him to break a cold stretch with 3 goals on the night. Even though the power play was trash, at least Craig Smith came through tonight. Well, that's a bright spot in our lineup. There will be major changes coming to the power play side of the lineup. I may be just moving a lot of people off the power play. There may be some people being moved entirely off the power play. We're going to shift some things around. I think we're looking at Craig Smith because he has 3 goals tonight. It just feels like Craig Smith should be scoring a lot more than he has this season. I think he, 6 on the year now? So tonight he had 3 coming into tonight's game. So we got 4, 5, and 6 tonight. And here's number 6, the empty netter, which I know it's not very spectacular, but it counts all the same on the stat sheet, right? And that just feels like he needed to break through that funk. What a way to break through the funk here in Raleigh. Just take the 2 points away. Take the puck away. Gaustad fanning on it. We don't need the goal here. We're not on a power play. Thank God we're not on a power play because we wouldn't score anyway. Just leaving it there. Just want to rim it. I want to get out of this game with no injuries. No goof-ups, no injuries. Nice move there by Paul Gaustad. Oh, what a move. And Clune fires it wide, and that's the horn that'll end the game. We will take victory on the road, and this road trip now will continue. We go back to play Tampa Bay in their building in the next one. Ooh, that's a tough loss. Roman Josi is gone for the next 2 to 3 weeks. That's a big loss. That is the largest time lost to injuries so far this season is Roman Josi. So we're going to have to make changes to that. I'm going to sim ahead to the day. Yeah, now I got to make some serious substitutions. And there will be substitutions coming on the power play as well. So I had to make changes anyway. Now major changes are coming. We're going to overhaul a few things. Victor Bartley is coming in, so that means obviously I'm going to move Comiskey up instead of Bartley. You're going to be playing on the third pair if you're Victor Bartley. Now the power play needs some work. All right. I want to have, I'm going to move Hornquist and Smith. They're going to swap. Craig Smith. In fact, let's put Craig Smith up here on the first power play unit. You're coming off a hat trick game. You've earned it, right? You've earned that. And so David Legwan, I want to have Kostitsin on the first power play unit. I don't think it really matters. Hell, you can have Kostitsin on the point and use him from the point, but I want to shift some things around. Spaling is a left shot, so I want him on the right side. I know Legwan's a left shot, but what I'm thinking of doing is Legwan, you play center, and then let's take Colin Wilson off the power play. Let's do it. Let's take Colin Wilson off the power play. We can shift some things around. I am in a mood of just trying different things right now. So Hornquist, that's fine. He's a right shot, isn't he? He is a right shot. And I'm going to move Hornquist and Bartley. I'm actually contemplating keeping Victor Bartley on the power play, simply because we know he can score some goals. He scored a couple of goals this season as a defenseman. So it's Colin Wilson that feels like the odd man out right now. So Colin Wilson, let's take you off the power play. And let's put, who do I put in place of Colin Wilson? Spaling? Is Spaling on the power play? He is. He's the right wing on this, so that's not an option. Just bear with me while I contemplate these changes. Gabriel Bork? Yes. You know what, Gabriel Bork, there you go. You're going to get a shot on the power play. You're going to play second unit time. And Hornquist, Bartley, that's a change there that is needed. Jonathan Blom, do I want to take him off the power play? I don't want to change this. I'm going to actually, where was Legwan? I'm going to swap Fisher and Legwan. So Fisher, you're going to be playing center on the second unit. Craig Smith's been moved up to the first unit. I took Colin Wilson off the power play in favor of Gabriel Bork. Blum, do I want to keep on the power play? Or do we want to try someone else on the power play? Or do we move someone in like Butler? But some of these guys are simply reserves in case of injury, really. I don't want to sub someone unless, is there anyone that I feel like should be subbed out in favor of Bobby Butler? Maybe Halishchuk. I mean, I feel like this roster as a whole, in terms of 5-on-5, is doing fine. I don't think there's any necessary changes there. The changes are entirely down to we need a different look on the power play. The only guy that I'm fine with not moving is Shea Weber. I don't really want to shift it around too much. I do like Kostitsin on the first unit, but you know, these are going to be some moving pieces until we figure it out on the power play. So we're just not going to touch anything. And then there's the four-man, but I'm not going to worry about this too much, except for that we've got Bartley here. But you know, it's a power play. I'll leave Bartley there. You can get that ice time there. And then this is the penalty kill. That's all fine and well, because I don't think Roman Yossi was not on the penalty kills. Bartley's here on the three-man kill. That is not good in case. So Roman Yossi needs to be playing here when he comes back from injury. I like, who is on this? Gill, Weber, and Klein. So I guess we'll put Blum on the three-man penalty kill for now. And then this is 4-on-4. Yeah, that's all fine right now. So there's your changes. I think we had, just to preview it or to overview it or whatever it is, just to go back over this, we had Roman Yossi playing with Shea Weber. I think we made that change just to try it out. I kind of like it, but now Yossi's injured. Bartley is subbed in. Or did we have Yossi paired with Gill? I don't remember. I think we did have Bartley, we did have Yossi on the first pairing. Bartley came in, and then I swapped Bartley and Comiskey. I'm going to try Comiskey paired with Weber. We've already tried that pairing earlier this season, and it's worked out quite well.